he once declared he was the science, but now our good friend Dr. Fauci is back in the news for not following it. We explain with Dr. Peter McCullough, who diagnoses it in moments.
What you're seeing as attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science. Because all of the things that I have spoken about consistently from the very beginning have been fundamentally based on science.
Really? But remember, Fauci is the science. But after 4 vaccine shots and double masking, Fauci somehow got COVID, and then this happened.
Given my age, I went on Paxlovid for 5 days, and I felt really quite well, just a bit of rhinorrhea and fatigue. And after I finished the 5 days of Paxlovid, I reverted to negative on an antigen test for 3 days in a row. And then on the 4th day, just to be absolutely certain, I tested myself again, and I reverted back to positive by the antigen test. The next day or so, I started to feel really poorly, much worse than in the first go-around.
Well, we told him it doesn't work. We said that months ago. And now he's taking another round of Paxlovid. So what does the science say? The CDC and the FDA both say there's no evidence of benefit to a second round of the drug, let alone benefit to the first round if you've been vaxxed or have had COVID previously. We covered this months ago, but here we are with Dr. Peter McCullough, again, epidemiologist, cardiologist, also author of Courage to Face COVID-19. Dr. McCullough, what in the heck is going on here with Fauci?
You know, he should go on to a community standard of care, which has been either prolonged hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, plus steroids in combinations with other medications. Paxlovid has really struggled to join a community standard of care multi-drug regimen. And you know, he's basically a classic case example of what the CDC warned on May 24th of this year. They said, listen, in those who are fully vaccinated, based on 3 papers, Gupta, Charnes, and Carlin, that in fact, if we rely on Paxlovid alone, there can be rebound and get worse about 2 to 8 days after they finish the initial course.
So he got a Pax rebound, and he's suffering from that. But I think he's going to be okay, thankfully. But Dr. Jay Varma, who's a Cornell epidemiologist in New York, is warning that a possible 6th COVID wave, if you lost track, is on the way. Dr. McCullough, are vaccines making the waves more inevitable? Because you've been discussing this for some time with the antibody-dependent enhancement going on.
There's 3 analyses by Subramanian, Kampf, and Beatty, 145 countries now, ecological analysis, Laura. It's fairly clear that mass vaccination, which has been indiscriminate, is actually making things worse. There's more cases, hospitalizations, and deaths the more populations are vaccinated. It's a mistake to indiscriminately vaccinate in the setting of a highly prevalent pandemic.
You know, in New York, where we were last several weeks, we've been in New York a lot, and they have these COVID-19 tents. Have you seen them in the street corner in New York? You just walk in anytime. Is there any reason to even have that? I mean, obviously it's expensive, but they're everywhere in New York still.
You know, I don't think there's any role for mass testing. Testing has only been FDA approved for those who are acutely ill with the virus to establish a diagnosis. They don't have any role for asymptomatic or just casual testing.
Dr. McCullough, great to see you as always.